schools this past weekend, and the trip to the Bay Area this week coming up. And we're happy to welcome to Beaver Sports Talk on the Beaver Sports Radio Network. Please welcome Oregon State men's basketball coach Jay John to McMenamins. Good evening, Coach.
Hello, Mike. How are you?
Doing well, and good to see you. And certainly good to see you off of, I thought, a very good weekend for your program. To play a talented Arizona team that ends up sweeping the state on their trip here down to the wire. High energy plays, some of the best atmosphere I've seen in Feld and Gill all year. And then to come back against a scrappy, hungry, and certainly not bereft of talent Arizona State team and beat them and make your free throws and do all of those things feels pretty good, huh?
Well, I mean, we played well last week, and you know, for whatever reason, and I knew coming home that they would be more comfortable shooting the ball. But you know, what has been a little bit lost in all of that is having Wesley back. You know, ever since he got hurt in that Cal game, you know, he's not been the same, and we really haven't been the same. You know, the second half of Cal, the Stanford game, and then the Washington trip. I mean, he brings an awful lot to our team, and having him back last week for practice and for the games was a big deal, and it reflected in how he played.
Jay, what are the things specifically? I mean, he fills a stat line pretty well. He does do that, and certainly his game, both stat lines, both games were good. But beyond just points, a jump shot that he hit in the clutch, what are some intangibles that he brings to you during these games?
Well, Wes is you know, from a mindset standpoint, my two leading scorers, Marcel and Sasha, can both pout if the ball doesn't go in the basket. Okay, so we're constantly trying to, you know, you got to keep playing the game. There's no pout in Wes. Wesley is a fighter, and he has a way to be able to get on the guys without being abrasive, and they respond. And with his energy on the court, whether it be practice. You know, now, because Wes didn't concentrate real hard in practice in October and November, which is why it took him a while to get into a groove. But now, with him in practice and then in the games, he gives guys a certain confidence and, you know, I don't know, panache, flair, whatever, that it's okay. Keep fighting. And it's something that the young guys need. And then it is something that helps Marcel and Sasha, and you know, so Wes has those. It's a real plus for him to have him on the floor.
If you have any questions or comments along the way tonight for Coach John, the Dutch Pro Sports Line available toll free 877-600-6433. His court sense, his savvy, pretty good too. And talking about Wesley Washington in a number of plays, but the game clinching play that sealed the deal against Arizona State. Josh Tarver got the steal out of it on the pass right in front of your bench. But it looked like a recognition on Wes's part, and Kyle too. Maybe they're both a quick trap that, you know, I don't even know if you teach that per se or whether that's just basketball players making plays. But they saw ASU struggling, trapped him, bad pass. Josh picks it, game over essentially. Well,
that was a huge play. I mean, we had one more possession. I mean, we get the basket, and then, you know, Christian Polk gets a shot, and then he hits a three. So now it's just a 1-point lead, and we had a possession in which Josh made a great pass to Wes for a layup. I mean, so there was another possession that was pretty big, but that was a big possession, and you know, that was instinct on Wes and Kyle, and you know, Josh certainly not quit on the play because that was big. And then, you know, we got the ball moved around, got it to Sasha, and it was a 6-point lead. So it was a pretty healthy possession for us. But no, it was the guys made plays. They made plays, and you know, the deal at Arizona was you know, their ability to penetrate is real difficult to deal with, and that's, you know, we fouled them too much because an inability to keep them getting to the middle. But you know, all in all, I mean, it was a very good week. We made progress as a team.
You know, when you talk about making plays, Coach, again, I know that in the end we're talking about a play made that didn't necessarily get you over the hump for a win, but I know Gill fans won't forget it. I won't either. In the Arizona game when Mustafa Shakur gets a steal out near midcourt and he's gone. I think I even said it's 2 on nobody going the other way, and it was. But Jack McGillis, with that kind of effort play, had the crowd as loud as I've heard it because he races in, leaps, shows great athletic ability and speed, leaps, blocks the shot, avoids the foul. The ball goes off an Arizona player to the Beavers. As an individual play on defense, that had to be pretty inspiring to see.
That was a great play, and it was, the wonderful thing about it is that Jack didn't quit on the play. It was not, he was going to settle, and that's something that was just a wonderful effort, and it was a important play. We ended up getting the ball back, and had a chance to cut back into that deficit.
Yeah, an exciting moment at Gill, no doubt. If you have any questions or comments for the coach along the way tonight, toll free, the Dutch Bros Sports Line available 877-600-6433. 877-600-6433. When we come back, we'll talk a little bit about Sasha Chuic's huge weekend. 47 points over the weekend, a career high and a solid weekend for Sasha, bouncing back impressively. We'll look ahead as well to the Bay Area trip coming up. Any questions or comments, feel free to give us a call on the Dutch Bros Sports Line as we continue from McMenamin's on Monroe on the Beaver Sports Network.
It was a beautiful Baja day, a day when even the gods could not resist.
Oh, I'm in the business. Thank you. All right, we got another T-shirt to give away. Ticket number 2742. You're our last winner of the night. Congratulations.
Welcome back to Beaver Sports Talk on the Beaver Sports Radio Network. Athletes know the importance of being properly hydrated. Athletes who drink Oregon Rain say that it goes down easier and it hydrates faster. Oregon Rain, we appreciate their support of OSU athletics. Thank you for joining us tonight on the Dutch Bros Sports Line, 877-600-6433. If you'd like to talk to Coach John, 877-600-6433. Coach, we talked, getting back to some individual plays, I wanted to talk about Sasha's big weekend, too, because it seemed like he took to heart a number of things and went out and went to work and had a great weekend. A career-high 47 points, got after some things on the boards in Saturday's win against Arizona State. But before that, one other individual play that I just thought was inspiring, and I know guys love this. They love Michael Johnson. The guys love him. You love him as a coach. He's a worker. He's a leader. And for him to make the kind of play that he did, again, to help seal the deal, was a big moment Saturday.
That was great. Mike comes in, he gets his, he goes in, makes a big play. We put him in to make a defensive stop. We wanted to play man-to-man, and Mike gives us the ability to switch and be more flexible in defense. And he goes right in and gets a steal, and we sub the offense-defense deal, and Sasha goes back in, and then Sasha goes out, and Mike actually got another deflection on the ball. But it was great. And what was really neat was the response from his teammates coming back for the short time, and it was great. And that thing I appreciate about Mike is he hadn't been in up to that point, but when his name was called, he was ready to go make a play. There wasn't any pouting, there wasn't any slow motion getting to the table. Yeah. Boom, I'm in the game, I make a play, and did my job, and it was a big play.
One of the best 10-second stints all year, no doubt. It was a big play, and one of the newspapers, I think it might have been the local paper, one of the papers had a photograph of Michael kind of coming back down the receiving line from all of his teammates. Why do they like him so much, Jay? What is it that he does that inspires that kind of affection from his teammates?
Mike every day is a Oregon State Beaver. There's no agenda. Mike he's valued every moment that he's been a part of the team. He's valued every moment that he gets an opportunity to play. He's always maintained a wonderful perspective, and instead of saying that people owe me something, he's like, what can I give? What can I do? And so he brings it every day in practice and in the locker room. And it's all about the team. What can the team do? How can I help the team? And that is very, very refreshing. And his teammates and coaches appreciate that.
Everyone does, and I know fans appreciated that big moment to help seal the game against Arizona State. If you'd like to talk to the coach tonight, toll free 877-600-6433. In our final segment, we'll take a look at the Bay Area schools. But I did want to get your thoughts about Sasha, because I know the LA weekend wasn't fun for anybody, but I know for him it looked like, based on things that I'd read and heard and observed, he took to heart some of what happened coming out of the game against UCLA, and for him to come off of that, even if he still ended up without a rebound, he was 9 of 12 from the field, 4 of 5 from three-point range, 3 of 3 from the free throw line, a career-high 25 against Arizona, followed that with 22 and 5 boards against Arizona State. Whatever happened, Coach, was a good thing. I mean, it seemed like something got to him, and he responded with pride.
That's a pretty good phrase right there, Mike, that he responded with pride, because some of my wrestling match with Sasha has been about that you're part of something that's bigger than you, and you have, if you don't score, who are you? And so that's I do know that he relishes getting the ball in the basket, and it's good for us. There's no doubt about it. But the past week he makes up his own mind in terms of how he's going to look at stuff. I mean, that's who he is, and he took to heart a number of things, and he did respond with pride, and that was once again, it helps our team. He can make shots, but I hope that he as a player wants to have more to his resume than just if I make shots, we're in great shape. If I don't make shots, then give me the ball some more so I can make shots. And he was wonderful this past week. Absolutely the best weekend that he's had for us.
I will tell you that in the post-game show after the win, I mentioned the 25 and the career high on Thursday, but he said I didn't get a rebound. I mean, his first thing he said was, I didn't get any rebounds and we lost, so that wasn't a good night. So I was glad to hear him say it.
Yeah.
If you have any comments along the way, toll free 877-600-6433. A guy who had a different type of weekend. Thursday, Kyle Jeffers against Arizona was as good with energy. I mean, he ends up with a career-high 13 boards. And I know that he ended up in foul trouble on Saturday and never really got into that game. 2 fouls in the first 2.5 minutes. But Thursday, wow, what a presence. Huh?
Yeah, Kyle he was something else. I mean, and he is I tease him all the time. I said, you've had more dunks this year than you've had in the rest of your career combined. It's not even a comparison. and you're rebounding. He's rebounding at the rim, and he's really, he's been wonderful. Absolutely, just a real valuable guy. I mean, leading the Pac-10 in field goal percentage.
Right.
I keep trying to tell him, if you'll keep working to try to get the ball in certain spots, go. But it's still, I think Kyle still sees himself as an auxiliary part of offense, and but he's been great. He's been great. He's had a great senior year.
We'll take a final break and talk about the Bay Area trip coming with Coach John. It's Beaver Sports Talk. McMenamin's on Monroe on the Beaver Sports Radio Network.
Here's the
Welcome back to Beaver Sports Talk on the Beaver Sports Radio Network. Coach John joining us for one final segment before we head to the Bay Area. Stanford and Cal. And, Coach, both games here, very close, very competitive affairs, and you played Stanford without Sasha. It'll be nice to have him in the fold this time around.
Well, yeah, especially if we can bottle up the Sasha from this week, take him down there. And, every time we've played well on at Stanford three of my 4 years. And I know that we always seem to be going in the same order: Stanford on Thursday, Cal on Saturday. Stanford has always got us in foul trouble down there, and that's always been a difference. And hopefully this time around that we're a little wiser, a little smarter. We can stay out of foul trouble and keep them from, what always is the deal. It's the offensive rebounds, it seems.
Anthony Goods won't be playing for Stanford, but we saw. Well, this is
according to
the Bay Area press that I've been reading, and there have been other reports that he is out for the weekend. But they're good. I mean, this is a team that is good now, but they look like they could be really frightening in a year or two.
Well, I think that there's no question about that if they can keep the Lopez twins around. But last week they told us Mustafa Shakur was hurt too, and he
So you're not taking the Goods thing for granted.
No, we're not taking that. But it's one thing. We played very well against Stanford at our place, and I can't honestly tell you that if Sasha would have played at our place that we would have beaten them then. Mm-hmm. When you're at home, there's a whole lot of factors that enable you to play well without a player for a short period of time, maybe a game or two, and then it starts to wear on you because now you are vulnerable. But they'll have. They'll be as good as they always are, but with the Lopez twins, those guys, they're not going to be at Stanford for 4 years,
right?
So there are going to be days and times when, like Brooke against USC, triple-double, 12 blocks. I mean, that's what he's capable of if you get in the right rhythm. So he'll be good.
You know, the other game then, Cal, you won at Haas last year. You've played well there, too. And you had a shot to beat him at home. So give a quick thought on Cal, Jay.
Well, it's still Ibaka, my view. You know, senior point guard. He took the thing over, and you know, hopefully we can get ourselves in that position where it's, you know, he's trying to take it over with deficit rather than holding us off. But and Ryan Anderson, we can't let him go off like he did against us, certainly in the first half.
Jay, thanks for joining us. We'll see you at the Bay Area. Join us Thursday night, 7 o'clock. The Beavers in Stanford. See you next Tuesday night right here on the Beaver Sports Radio Network.